So I've been asked several times, Sensei, how do we tie the wakizashi sageo? And how do we make this cool knot? What's this knot called, and how do we do this? This knot's called myoga musubi. Myoga musubi. This is kind of a crummy one. And on the wakizashi, you see we wear the sageo a little differently, so it's not tied to the waist. Different ruha, different schools, different individuals prefer it a certain way. In Tenshinryu Hyoho, we tend to wear it this way. We tend to not to affix the sageo to our body in any way, shape, or form. And a lot of ruha don't do that. They either will use the sageo to pull it out and use it as a taski to bind the sleeves back, or they'll tie a different type of knot. But the sageo will not be affixed to the waist in any way because you're pulling the whole sword in and out. So different schools do it differently, so there's no one way, so don't go thinking one way is the best, okay? But how do we tie this? So first off, let's go over the sageo length. So typically, the sageo, they range in length from 180 centimeters to basically 220, 227 centimeters to 7 feet long, or 7 meters long, rather. And the general rule for a katana sageo is that it should wrap around your waist 1.5 times, and you add a shaku, or 1 foot to it. So it wraps around your waist 1.5 times, and you add a foot. That's pretty much the length of the sageo for you. However, there's personal preferences. This one's real short, and I like it real short on the wakizashi. So always talk to your teacher first. Always make sure you're doing it the right way. Let's go ahead and learn how to tie this this myoga musubi, and I'll come back and I'll tear this all down and show you how we do it here. So I've got another sageo here, and we're just going to show you how to make that knot, how to make that myoga musubi knot. So basically, you start with the cord together, okay, and keep them together, and then the cord on the bottom, okay, cord on the bottom, you're going to take it over, okay, behind everything, and you see the little loop I created, come right down through that loop, and keep the whole thing together, just like this. Kind of make a little slip knot, right? And then from here, turn the whole thing over, okay? Turn the whole thing over. Now the knot that went through, it's here. So this is now the main line. So this line's going to come underneath, and we're going to go through this knuckle here. Pull it out a little bit. Come underneath, and we're going to go through this knuckle. I call it the knuckle. Okay, and you can cinch it up. Keep them kind of separate. And there you go. So you've got that part, right? Now you're going to turn the whole thing over again. Okay, and you should have these two pieces here. You're going to take that one you took through the knuckle, and you're going to take it through this one. Now it's going to come down line straight in line with the other cord. You might have to create a little gap there to pull it through. And when you pull it through and cinch it all up nice and tight, you have your myoga musubi. So this type of knot rather is used to take up a bunch of slack. So if you've got a bunch of slack, and I've seen some schools, they have it 2 times, or 2 or 3 times in the same sageo, just take up a bunch of slack. So how do you take up slack? That's basically how we do it, myoga musubi, okay? And it should be like this little L-shaped knot, but the cord should come together. Isn't that nice? Really cool. So on my wakizashi here, I'm going to go ahead and take this apart, and I'll show you a few tips on how we tie the sageo here. Now this one's really short, but so basically you're going to start with them basically together. Now if you're going to tie that myoga musubi, you're going to want to take the side closest to the tsuba and give it about 1 inch or 2 extra. See, it's a little longer here, a little longer. So the side closest to the tsuba, you want to go a little longer. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bind the cords together, keep them together here, okay, the best that you can. I'm going to go underneath like this, again, try to keep them together, and pull it out. You're going to kind of come right back through. My sausage fingers here. I'm going to come right through here. And when you do this, it's right in line with the kurikata, right? Now, if I had a longer sageo that I wanted to take up even more slack, I'll do the same thing on this side of the kurikata. I'll take it over. Actually, I'll come underneath, rather. Come underneath, right? Keep the cords together the best that you can. And then come back through there. And you can see, and you tighten it up a little bit, and now you've taken up a lot of the sageo right there. So here I would maybe just let these two things hang. I wouldn't even add a myoga musubi to this. But let's say we want to add a myoga musubi to this little guy. How would you do it? Okay. So what I'm going to do again, just like we did last time, we're going to take the bottom cord, wrap it over and around and through, just like that, right? Now we're going to turn the whole thing over, and the cord that's here, not the one that went around, the other one. Now we're going to take that underneath and through that knuckle there. I'm going to pull that knuckle out a little bit, underneath and through. Now we're going to turn it back over again. And you should have two pieces here like this. You should have a piece coming across here and here. Now you're going to take this and pull it back through that bottom one. And you see, because I started with an extra inch, inch and a half on that side, now they're pretty much perfectly lined up. And now we've got our myoga musubi there. And you see everything hangs down. So I've taken a lot of slack out. I'm probably going to wear it like this. I like that. So now I've found ways to take up a bunch of the sageo slack on both sides of the kurikata, right? And you can see it comes to the center. It comes right down the center. And we created the myoga musubi, which is a cool little knot. And you can tighten it up. Just make sure it doesn't bend over, right? Just keep it flat. That's basically it. That's how you create the myoga musubi. And that's one way that we wear the sageo on the wakizashi.